Let's go back to the earliest civilizations, a time when gods still walked among men. To Mesopotamia, a land between two rivers, cradling emerging cultures. Here, on sun-baked clay tablets, the Epic of Gilgamesh was etched, a story that's echoed through millennia. At its heart is Gilgamesh, king of Uruk, a city bathed in the golden light of dawn. Gilgamesh, 2/3 god and 1/3 human, was a king like no other. Mightier, it was said, than any man or beast and schooled in wisdom gleaned from the gods. But power, ever a double-edged sword, can corrupt. Gilgamesh, drunk on his might, terrorized his own people. He demanded tribute, took what he desired, and ruled with an iron fist. The gods, hearing the pleas of Uruk's citizens, decided to intervene. They crafted a counterweight to Gilgamesh's lone egocentricity, the wild man Enkidu. Their rivalry turned friendship is where the story really begins. Gilgamesh embarked on numerous adventures that tested his physical prowess and cunning. One such challenge involved the slaying of the monstrous Humbaba, a fearsome giant tasked by the gods to guard the cedar forest. Humbaba, his energy like a raging firestorm with breath that could wither the earth itself, struck terror into the hearts of normal men. Yet Gilgamesh, armed with his mighty axe and unwavering courage, faced the beast. The earth trembled as they dueled, in a superhuman struggle that would be endlessly retold by bards. Gilgamesh, with the help of his loyal companion Enkidu, emerged victorious, solidifying his status as a hero fit for legend. Another tale speaks of Gilgamesh's encounter with the beautiful Ishtar, who was not only the goddess of love, but perhaps fittingly for the ferocious Gilgamesh, also the goddess of war. Smitten by Gilgamesh's manly good looks and heroic stature, she offered him not only her love, but perhaps surprisingly for a goddess, her hand in marriage too. However, Gilgamesh, aware of Ishtar's fickle nature, wisely refused. This rejection led Ishtar to unleash the terrifying bull of heaven upon Uruk, but Gilgamesh and Enkidu were unafraid of any beast, and they defeated it, saving Uruk from certain doom. The relationship between Gilgamesh and Enkidu is the fuel that powers the epic's philosophical engine room. Initially, enemies, their first encounter a titanic clash. Only Enkidu, created to humble Gilgamesh, dared to challenge the king's dominance. Their eventual wrestling match, a legendary display of strength and skill, shook the very foundations of Uruk. Yet from this primal struggle, a deep and abiding friendship blossomed. Enkidu, tempered by Gilgamesh's courage, evolved from a wild man into a noble warrior. He became Gilgamesh's confidant, his equal in battle, and most importantly, his friend. Together, they quested to faraway lands, faced numerous perils, and even experienced the wrath of the gods. Like two apex predators, they hunted the most extreme adventures, backing down to no one. But tragedy struck when Enkidu, Gilgamesh's beloved companion, fell ill and died. This event shattered Gilgamesh's world, forcing him to confront his own mortality for the first time. The invincible king, who had stared down impossible beasts and even deities, was brought to his knees by the loss of his dearest friend. The pain of Enkidu's death ignited a burning desire in Gilgamesh, a desperate quest for immortality. Driven by grief and the terror of his own inevitable demise, Gilgamesh went forth to find the secret of eternal life. He braved scorching deserts, scaled treacherous mountains, and crossed the very waters of death itself to find Utnapishtim, survivor of the Great Flood, made immortal by the gods. Upon reaching Utnapishtim, Gilgamesh was presented with a challenge, a test to prove his worthiness for immortality. He was tasked with staying awake for 6 days and 7 nights. However, being doubly exhausted from both his journey and prolonged grief, Gilgamesh failed the test. Utnapishtim, moved by Gilgamesh's plight, revealed a secret, a plant that could restore youth, if not grant true immortality. Gilgamesh, his hopes rekindled, retrieved the plant from the depths of the sea, seeing it as a beacon of hope. But the gods had other plans. A serpent, drawn by the plant's allure, stole it from Gilgamesh while he bathed. As the serpent slithered away, Gilgamesh watched his dreams of immortality vanish. Defeated, Gilgamesh returned to Uruk, transformed by his journey, finally accepting that all men must die. The Gilgamesh epic, transposed from oral traditions to clay tablets millennia ago, continues to resonate with readers today. Why does this ancient tale of gods, monsters, and heroes still hold such power? It speaks to universal human experiences: love, loss, fear of death, and the search for meaning. Gilgamesh's Odyssey, symbolic death and self-reflective rebirth, reminds us of the importance of humility, compassion, and the often difficult acceptance of our own limitations. His story transcends time and culture, offering insights into the human condition that are as relevant today as thousands of years ago. Gilgamesh was the original flawed yet mighty hero's story, daring men to undertake great feats and to pit their prowess against those forces most ordinary mortals fear. Ancient records excavated in what is today Iraq reveal that a king named Gilgamesh actually ruled in Mesopotamia around 2700 BCE. In fact, in a somewhat Indiana Jones twist, a German archaeological team even claims to have located his tomb in 2003. While a doer of fantastical deeds, the first legendary hero in literature to engage a ferryman to cross the waters of death, and an obvious precursor to heroes like Hercules, archaeological finds suggest that our superhero Gilgamesh was probably born out of the real-life King Gilgamesh's popularity. What might have initially been royalist propaganda was kept alive in performances by generations of bards, much like England's Robin Hood legends, growing exponentially in plays and reenactments until the beloved tale was at last, quite literally, set in stone, where it waited for generations unborn to enjoy and reflect upon, even today.
If you just enjoyed our inaugural survey but are craving more epic adventure, set sail now. Join the fleet of 1,000 ships, for glory before the walls of Troy awaits you in our exciting episode 2.